Welcome to the special clip edition of the Foreign Report, where we are reacting to something that happened domestically. I'm Seena and Travis Irvine is here.
Hello.
In 2023, Travis, 3 children and 3 adults were killed at the Christian Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee.
I remember that. I wasn't there, but I remember reading about it in the news.
Yeah. 3 days later, Charlie Kirk was at an event, and he said, quote, "You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death." He went on to say, "That is nonsense. It's drivel, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe."
Charlie Kirk said that.
Charlie Kirk said that. And let me just say, we all know we're recording this on 9/11.
Usually a good day.
Day after he was shot at a university doing a talk.
In Utah.
In Utah, where he just got done saying something about mass shootings. And frankly, it's irrational that he was shot. It's not prudent that we accept it. It's not okay that we accept some gun deaths for the Second Amendment. And let's just, for those that don't know, the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
All right, you're a legal guy. Break that down for me.
Well, for years, it was about the militia.
Well-regulated.
Well-regulated
I always
militia.
point those two words out.
Yeah.
It's like, we're giving you this freedom, but it needs to be well-regulated.
Well-regulated militia.
It seems to be glossed over.
I think it's we did a Wayne LaPierre and the NRA and the Second Amendment on fraudsters a few seasons ago. And we went through this whole historical tracking of how the Second Amendment came to be. And it was basically this negotiation between, Madison and these other people at the Constitutional Convention. And what you got to remember is that this has nothing to do with the current notion of how we are armed.
Sure.
It has devolved into the government's going to come after you, so you need to have a weapon.
Right, and it's specifically the NRA and conservative circles who've been saying that for
years.
Decades. My entire life, it feels like. You got to have your right to have a gun in case of a tyrannical government coming for your rights.
And I just can't express enough how stupid that is.
Okay.
It is my least favorite of all the amendments.
Whoa.
It is the one that should go.
What about the 8th?
Cruel and unusual punishment?
I think we're bringing it back.
I think we do that already.
That's what I'm saying. It's irrelevant. Axe that one.
But this does no good for this guy to go, for this guy to get off.
You're talking Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. This benefits no one. There's a widow and 2 kids that don't have a dad now.
Yeah.
This guy did not deserve to be shot. He deserved to be alive so that we could dunk on his terrible takes and his racist and prejudiced views throughout time. That's what I wanted.
To debate him.
No, I didn't want to debate him.
Just make fun of him?
I just wanted to have him be a foil for all of us to say, look, this is what this party represents. Killing is not solving the Charlie Kirk problem or what he represented or the MAGA movement. It is going to be this martyr syndrome that we're going to have to deal with.
Right, it's
now.
just going to make it even bigger.
And now Trump has immediately weaponized his death. We're sitting here today, 9/11, they don't have the guy.
We don't even have a perp?
They
had a couple of suspects, but they interviewed him and then they let him go. Cash Patel was like live tweeting it. It was like, sir, shouldn't you just be doing your job instead of live tweeting that you still don't have the shooter?
I think there's a lot of people that I've seen online that have already said, I disagreed with everything that he said, but I'm against political violence.
People online have been very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like a soccer referee.
Okay.
When the 2 teams start to fight.
Yeah.
the good referees, the experienced referees, step back. You don't try to get in the middle of it.
Right.
You step back and you watch, and then you have your yellow cards and your red cards ready.
Okay. Who's getting a yellow? Who's getting a red?
Well, there's lots of yellows and lots of reds on my Facebook feed, at least. Because everyone's so quick, right? I mean, and I think you're alluding to this as well, is that the conservative friends immediately are saying, how dare you liberals, you're making fun of this guy, or this glee, if you will. And then a lot of the liberals, some of them have that glee, but then the rest of them are like, well, this is why we need to control gun violence. And it's just that right now. It's a lot of that on my Facebook feed.
Times like this, I also don't post. Because it's like,
I held off.
Yeah, I don't post.
Who does an instant reaction anyway?
I don't like to do those kinds of things because
I remember back in the day, we would watch debates.
Oh,
and we'd live tweet and stuff. Those were the days, because you have a viral tweet and then you, I don't know, get booked at the Stand or something in New York. Those days are over.
Those days are definitely over.
And I agree with you. I hold off on posting.
And especially when it's something you don't know anything about what happened. A couple
all we
things.
have is the video. That's all I have.
The video, which was sweet Jesus.
I mean, we don't need to talk about it, but that was the thing that was going around first, obviously, because people had their cameras out.
Everyone had their fucking cameras out. There's a lot of talk about political violence. Political violence is very bad.
It doesn't really get us anywhere.
It doesn't get you anywhere. This is not the way we should be doing things. And the freedom of speech is not freedom from bodily harm from people that hate you. That's actually not what the freedom of speech says.
It's not even really what the Second Amendment is alluding to either.
Exactly. The freedom of speech is the government cannot abridge your rights. There's no content-based regulation on what you're saying. So the government couldn't come in and say, Charlie Kirk, don't say those things.
Right.
But we live in an age where there is shooting after just yesterday there was a Denver shooting.
Yeah.
Who was I talking to today? They told me there was another shooting somewhere else.
And don't forget that we had Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota. One was actually assassinated a few months ago in June, and one was critically injured, and he survived.
Exactly. Then you had the NFL shooter this year. Then the Kirk thing. There's shootings constantly happening. So what's the common denominator? It's not like leftists or MAGA. It's the guns. It's the crazy people that are wielding those guns. And the other common denominator is we don't do anything about it.
Second Amendment, that's why.
Because of this Second Amendment that we hold on to so dearly. And I have tried very hard to not call the Republican Party a death cult. And a lot of my friends...
Even during COVID? When they were all dying of COVID?
When they were dying of COVID.
Yeah.
And I have tried my best to not do that. But God, what am I supposed to do? The guy who literally said we need to sacrifice some people
got sacrificed.
Got sacrificed for the thing that he wanted. He died from the America that he promoted.
Oof. He died doing what he loved.
I mean, he talked about public executions. We're not going to play a bunch of videos from him, but this was floating around X, among other awful things on X, by the way.
Oh, boy.
But here are, watch this is, by the way, this is not going to go on the pod. We're just doing this for our YouTube audience right now because we're a foreign policy show.
But domestic policy is foreign policy and vice versa. Charlie Kirk was very important to getting Trump elected and then reelected.
And then the other thing here is we also have to remember that when we greenlight carnage abroad, we're going to talk about on the pod, when we greenlight ethnic cleansing, we can't be surprised when violence comes home.
I was thinking the same thing this week. That's a very good point. When our leaders act like the laws don't apply, then who the hell is going to keep us plebes from being like, well, I guess these laws don't apply to me either?
It matters. Here are some things that Charlie Kirk has said.
I'm gonna guess they're very rational and appropriate. Go ahead.
Gay people should be stoned to death.
I need that out of context. Please put that on Seena's Instagram. Thank you.
Most people are scared when they see a black pilot flying a plane. Taylor Swift should reject feminism and submit to her husband.
Oh, jeez. She's not even married.
British colonialism was what made the world decent. Decent slavery, I guess, huh? The guy who assaulted the Pelosi's should be bailed out.
Jeez. There's a lot of awful things here.
Martin Luther King Jr. was an awful person.
Okay.
The great replacement theory is reality.
All right.
Hydrochloroquine cures COVID.
Well,
These are just a smattering.
Sure.
The 1964 Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake. George Floyd had it coming. The January 6 protesters didn't. Mamdani winning New York is a travesty because Muslims did 9/11. Muslims not. I mean, I don't need to go into all this. This is insane.
It's just funny to hear you say those things, but you are quoting Charlie Kirk, right?
Oh my God!
That's what I was saying at the
Wait a
beginning. I
minute.
was like, I'm getting you out of context right now for Instagram. Don't worry.
Don't clip me.
Don't.
I did say them very dry.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
perform.
with a disappointed tone.
Yes.
As if one of your sons had said one of these things.
Oh my God!
And then you had to repeat it and be like, I can't believe my son would say that.
Oh God! You said what?
You said what? Don't worry. So yeah, so Charlie Kirk said all those things, and I've been thinking about this too, in terms of like if you're a decent person, you live your life decently, and you're tragically killed, it's a lot more questionable if that happens as opposed to if you're out there saying all these outlandish things. It's like the guy at the bar yelling at everyone.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, at some point, someone's going to do something.
I don't want to be reductive and say FAFO.
Sure, I'm not saying that either.
But there is an environment, like, for example,
when your brand.
When we talk about anything difficult, when we talk about genocide, when we talk about ethnic cleansing,
it's very
when we
hard.
talk about war in any sort of shape or form on this show.
It's hard to talk about. It's also harder to make funny.
Yes. And we're trying to entertain, and we're trying to get the medicine to people.
Edutainment.
But we also have a conversation on the language that we use, because although we are the #1 geopolitical podcast in the manosphere,
yes,
we're not a big show.
No.
But that doesn't mean we're going to be irresponsible with the language that we use.
Right.
And maybe that means we're not going to get as many clicks and many eyeballs, but eventually and maybe we will. And right now, every night, I get to go to bed extremely happy about the show that we put together and how we talk about these issues.
Right. We're not being incendiary for the sake of being incendiary.
And I don't know. Charlie never knew him, never talked to him, never interacted with him online or anything like that.
He followed me on X.
That's your problem.
I didn't know how that happened, but I looked and I was like, what?
Oh. Maybe someone else is running his.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking that.
That's the old follow. I follow you, you follow me.
Yeah.
Right.
But I never interact. I've never even commented on Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, same. He's in a weird part of the conservative media circle that I didn't really interact with.
But you can't help but notice the ecosystem that he operated in.
Right.
That was. I can't help but think that it promoted this type of violence, that it just accepts it as okay.
As the norm.
As the norm. Or that we have to send the National Guard into a place to clear people, like to clear just the homeless people.
Right.
What are we doing?
Right. It would be cheaper to just give them all housing.
Housing.
Yeah. From a taxpayer.
It's weird that this is even the first time I'm talking about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I just never reacted to a clip of his. He obviously showed up in my feed all the time. I was, furious that he went on Gavin Newsom's podcast, and I never liked how Gavin was running that show and like having Steve Bannon on and stuff like that. But I still never I never felt like the need to talk about him.
Sure.
This is not the way.
Right. And it's not normal.
It's not normal. And I can't help but think that this is like the part of the decline of the country. And it's not going to happen overnight, but stuff like this just keeps happening, and we keep watching it happen, and we keep letting it happen. This representative, was it Hortman, I believe? Yeah.
Melissa Hortman.
Melissa Hortman.
Minnesota.
And that guy had a list. He was going out.
Yeah.
Politically killing all of these people.
He was fully MAGA.
Fully MAGA.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we can't just keep saying it's like one political party or the other.
Right.
Everyone has crazies, but there is one political party that just keeps saying, we'll do anything to keep our guns.
Right. Right. I mean, I'm thinking of the Steve Scalise shooting during the baseball game a few years ago. Of course, the assassination attempt on Trump last summer.
What's it going to take? I mean, for me, Sandy Hook was like, if we can't fix it after Sandy Hook, then it's like a wrap.
Right. That was like 12, 13 years ago now.
Yeah. Again, this is going to keep happening. It's been happening. Sandy Hook, as you said, was like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And so this is it. This is reality now, folks. And here's the other thing to even think about. These shootings happen so often and all the time.
100 school shootings already in 2025.
If I'm a foreign power, how easy would it be to just nudge a person in a Discord over the line?
Well, don't forget, I think they found Russia had been funding millions to the NRA over the years.
Yeah. And Russia's doing it in Ukraine. They're doing the same. They're doing these things.
Right.
So I'm not saying these are just. This is the information ecosystem that is driving me insane because we can't lead with humanity.
Yeah. And I think you're in the majority there. I think the majority of us, like I said, like soccer referees are watching everyone go at it, and at some point it dies down, and then you got to start giving the yellow cards and the red cards. And all that means is it's either a warning or you don't get to play this game anymore.
Hortman had 2 kids. Kirk had 2 kids. I got 2 kids. I get it. Just stop, people. Do the hard thing. Okay, that's it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's go to.
We're gonna get back to what we do best, talking about genocide, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Please join us here in the Foreign Report, and please keep it civil. I think that's really all we can do. We got to learn more, and we got to understand more about each other to get through this entire thing.
All right. Check out the pod that's going to drop tomorrow. That'll be our show. This is, again, just for the YouTube audience. So we'll see you in a bit.